Hey guys, welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, we will be talking about my first election prediction between Donald Trump and Cenk Uyger. So, Cenk Uyger of the Young Turks, he's a media personality. He founded the Young Turks and media organization. Very progressive, openly, of course, biased news media organization. Which is very popular among progressives. And Uyghur is definitely someone who is very well known. Well, uh, Uyghur actually announced his candidacy for president in the Democratic primary, and this surprised a lot of people. It was just really out of the blue when he said when he said that he was thinking about running, or he implied that he was going to run. And I mean, this was a big surprise for many reasons. I mean, one, because not many Democrats are challenging the incumbent president, Joe Biden, right now. But Uyghur definitely someone that speaks his mind, speaks the truth, says that Biden can't win against Donald Trump, and reelecting Donald Trump is just too risky. But also surprise people because Cenk Uygur is from the country of Turkey. He's from Istanbul, Turkey. So he is not eligible to become president, even though he argues that he is from this court ruling in like California when Andrew uh, Schwarzenegger um, was to become governor of California, or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry, don't know why I said Andrew. I knew that sounded weird. Um, but it's not. Everyone is saying that not a single person has defended him on this. Everyone says that he's not eligible to become president. That's what I believe also. So a big challenge that if Cenk Uygur was to win the Democratic nomination against Joe Biden, a big challenge in the general election is getting people to vote for a person who can't become president. So, in Trump versus Uyghur, I didn't even include RFK Jr. because, first of all, this is so hypothetical. Cenk Uyghur is not going to be the Democratic nominee for president. But I didn't even include Kennedy because I don't want this to become any more complicated than it already is. So, with all that being said, let's get into safe Democratic states. Even though he can't become president, California, Washington, Hawaii, D.C., Maryland, uh, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Vermont would all be safe Democratic for Donald Trump. Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large, Nebraska's first, Nebraska's third, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, West Virginia. Cenk Uygur would definitely fumble in Iowa. Doesn't really have any sort of appeal there. Yeah, Alaska in reality is going to go to Trump by a solid margin. And that will be it. So, this never happens. After safe states, Donald Trump currently leads Cenk Uygur. The Democrat always leads after safe states, so you can tell where this is going. Moving on to likely Democratic states, these states will be decided by a 5 to 15% margin. We have a few very Democratic states, but won't quite be there. Oregon, Delaware, I mean, if he's going to primary Joe Biden, Delaware is Biden's home state. You're definitely struggling. New Jersey. I mean, Connecticut could be lean, honestly. And then I guess Maine's first could also be lean. And Illinois would be likely for probably an 8-point win there. Colorado, he would do pretty well in, just because it's a very progressive state. Moving on to likely Trump states. Let's see. Texas, definitely, if not safe. I mean, yeah, I'm going to change that to safe. I mean, if we're looking at the voter demographics here, lots of Hispanics vote against socialism. Cenk Uygur, very, very, progressive. I mean, and of course, the fact that he can't become president is going to affect literally everywhere. And Cenk Uygur, just as a presidential candidate, even if he could become president, is not that strong of a candidate. He doesn't really have much appeal, even as a progressive. I mean, Bernie is a more populist progressive. Cenk Uygur is not. I mean, Bernie would win the Rust Belt white working class voters. Cenk Uygur doesn't have that same appeal. So, Texas, I'm saying, is safe Trump. Um, Moving on, Florida, likely it's gonna be right there on this likely to safe margin. Again, lots of Hispanics, Latinos voting against Cenk Uygur, but there are a lot of progressives. As for the Democrats, I think that Cenk Uygur would fit those Democrats more than in Texas. Texas, they're a bit more moderate. Moving on, Ohio, definitely I was going to put it as safe. Doesn't really have much appeal in the white working class, in the Rust Belt, that Cenk Uygur doesn't. And Trump, of course, Ohio loves Trump. I'm going to change that one to safe, also reconsidering. Sorry, I'm going against my word here a bunch of times. But saying that he won it by 8 in 2020, Cenk Uygur definitely does that much worse than Biden in 2020. Moving on now. Let's see, safe Republican states. I would have to say that that is it. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for uh likely states. There's only one, Florida. Um, I mean, I'd honestly put Nebraska second. Cenk Uygur has zero appeal there. Alright, so that puts Trump at 219 electoral votes. Cenk Uygur at 191, not too far behind. Now let's get into lean states. So lean states will be decided by a 1 to 5% margin, and we will start with Cenk Uygur. New Mexico is like a 2-point win for Cenk Uygur, just too democratic though, for it to flip, I believe. And then where do we even go? Maine at large is very tough. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot a likely Republican district. That's Maine second. Maine second does like Trump, and they do like outsiders. So Cenk Uygur might actually do better than Biden here, but still, the fact that he can't become president will affect him everywhere. Lean Cenk Uygur states. This is probably going to be it. Just New Mexico. I don't see the possibility of any others being that. Moving on to likely Republican states. We have quite a few. So, I think that, or lean, no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would have to say that states like Wisconsin, sorry, we're going back to likely here. Wisconsin, is going to be a likely state for Donald Trump. He does do well here. I mean, this is best state of the blue wall, and he has a lot of fans here. And again, Cenk Uygur is just going to do abysmal in this region. I mean, there will be some sense of feeling of racism. Unfortunately, I think the fact that Cenk Uygur is from Turkey, that will definitely be known. Now moving actually onto likely states, I would say Michigan and Pennsylvania for the same reasons, except these are a bit more democratic. Especially Michigan, not really Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is less of a Rust Belt state, less of a working class voter state. So I think that, the fact that there's that the population is more from cities, urban areas, or even suburbs would make this a little closer. But Pennsylvania is lean for Donald Trump. Um, yeah, wait, I just like totally skipped likely states because I would say that Nevada is a likely state, a 5-point win for Donald Trump. Um, what was I thinking? I'm so lost. Anyway, Nevada, yeah, again, a 5-point win for Donald Trump, and that wins him the presidency. Here we have a lot of Latinos voting against progressivism slash socialism. Would definitely carry Trump over the finish line against Biden, and especially Cenk Uygur. Uh, And yeah, I mean, how would North Carolina not be likely? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. North Carolina is a likely state for Donald Trump. That's a good 8-point win. Again, this is definitely one where the voters would care about Cenk Uygur not being from the United States. They are not progressive voters. Even the Democrats here, they are more moderate. You would lose lots of support from Democrats and independents in North Carolina. And I mean, same for Georgia. Same reasoning as North Carolina. I would think. All right. And why not? Oh my God. Why do I keep clicking each state 3 times? It's twice. No. Yeah, it's twice. Anyway, Arizona, same reasons as Nevada. High Latino population voting against Cenk Uygur. Lots of Republicans still here too. It's a very split state. So saying that Biden won it by practically nothing in 2020, Cenk Uygur would underperform Biden by at least 5. Um, so now that's actually it for likely Republican states and lean Republican states. And sorry, not it for lean Republican states. I would say New Hampshire is a lean Republican state. Very overwhelmingly white population, very college educated. Many would vote against Cenk Uygur for president. Um, and the last states I think are tilt. Uh, in Maine at large, I would say that Donald Trump wins this by a lean margin. I mean, it's likely in the first district, likely in the second district. So Trump probably does better in the second district than Uygur does in the first district. So that's tilt red. And I think that Minnesota, saying that it was tilt Democratic in 2016 and went to Hillary by like 0.6% or something, definitely is able to flip to the Republicans. I would say that flips to Donald Trump. Again, Rust Belt State, Cenk Uygur just doesn't have the appeal here. But I think that Virginia has proven itself to be enough of a Democratic state for Cenk Uygur to hang on. So very interesting election prediction. One candidate can just change it all. Cenk Uygur. So it's a landslide. I mean, I wouldn't say a landslide. I don't know how it's not a landslide, saying that Uyghur's cannot become president, but because of partisanship, it's just not. So Donald Trump wins with 329 electoral votes. Cenk Uygur comes in second at 209 electoral votes. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you all later.